Thank you. I'm super psyched. Okay, so welcome to MsCita Sexy Chat. We're going to get started. For those of you who are joining me after the recording, welcome. I'm definitely excited for you to be here with me. And I am MsCita. Pierre is my last name, so I go by MsCita P. You can find me on Instagram at MsCita Sexy Chat, or you can email me at MsCitaSexyChat@gmail.com. So either way, you will find me, and I'm super excited to always connect with you. First thing, I always want to let you know, if you're coming in, like, subscribe. Our goal is to get our subscribers up to 1,111. That's just the goal, 11111, so that we can really, get more people in here and share their information with more people. So I'm excited for that, and I look forward to all of us doing that together. And I thank you to everyone who's been loyal, who's been coming in, who's really been subscribing to, what I'm offering. I thank you, and I'm so grateful for that. So I want to make sure that my mic is good, that you can hear me well, because that's very important to me. So for those of you that are out there, can you hear me very well? I want to make sure. All right. So I'm bringing in my pro mic so that you can hear me very, very well. All right. Okay. I can see the mic is moving down here, which means I'm heard. So for today's topic, we're going to start right off at the 5-minute mark because I want to get this going. So for today's topic, we're actually going to be discussing one thing into another. Of course, I went into my long list of things that people want to talk about. Okay. Hi. Thank you so much for your feedback. I truly appreciate you for letting me know. So today we're going to be talking about understanding vibrations, connection, touch, and positive energy, and how that comes from you, and how that comes from your partner, and how that comes from your environment, that comes from your mindset, and all of that. So that's what we're going to discuss today. All right. So to begin it off, the question that was asked in regards when I sent out my research and my survey to people was, okay, exactly how does touch, energy and vibrations relate to people when it comes to, being in love, sex, and all of the things pertaining to that. So after doing some research, of course, and also just from personal knowledge, and as far as me learning, because I'm always open to learning, because it's important to learn, and I love knowledge. It's out there. It's in books. It's in articles. It's in research. It's in talking to people. It's in experience itself. So this is where all of my information is coming from, so that you know. So the thing about vibration, speaking energy, and speaking positive energy and touch is you, of course, I always start with the self. Okay. So it's you finding that for yourself, having that understanding of how all of that works for you. What I mean by that is if you are not in the right mindset per se, meaning you still need to figure out some things, do some healing. You're still holding on to some past things that's happened to you, traumas, even from your childhood, or traumas in continuous or various or one relationship in particular that you've experienced that you never mentioned or have spoken about. Those are all important things for you to definitely make sure that, is all in order first. So what does that look like? That looks like, being who you are. If you're a very spiritual person, that means digging into your spiritual side, seeking spiritual guidance, reading, learning, how do I heal myself? How do I mend these broken patterns or thoughts or things that were taught to me that were definitely not going to benefit me in the future? If you are, more on the religious side, seeking into your prayer pattern, whatever you worship, making sure that you're speaking to it, allowing yourself to sit calmly and listen and really figure out, okay, what has happened to me? And of course, I'm a therapist. I'm going to suggest that you seek some form of therapy to help you out if you cannot figure out a path for yourself. Most of the time, if you seek something, you will find it, it will come to you. So that's very important to know. That's the first step, making sure that you're okay. So finding that balance for yourself, creating that positive energy for yourself, that's the number one thing. Okay. And some small things that you can do to begin that process is just literally saying it out loud to yourself. Okay, what am I dealing with? What is still in me that I need to deal with? What have I dealt with in my past or childhood that really sits with me or is in me and holding me back that I need to move on and heal from? Or what is it that people keep saying continuously about me in relationships that seems to be consistent or repetitive or that I've done quite a few times and I'm like, maybe I need to fix that. Okay. So those are questions you can begin to ask yourself. Asking yourself why is definitely not the proper way of going about it. However, it can begin that process that leads you to, okay, what is it that I'm seeking? That gets me there. Okay. So the next step, some other things that you can do are, reading. And if you're not able to read a physical book or get to a library, you can do a lot of free audio books here on YouTube, which is what I did, especially when I was working my 9 to 5. If I'm working and I don't need to use my mind, I was like, hey, why don't I put an audiobook on that's going to teach me things that's going to stimulate me and of course help me to be a better human being in the long run period. So that's very helpful. That's one thing that you definitely can do. Another thing that you can do is physically read a book. You can also listen to different, motivational speakers. Those are, you can find free information all on YouTube, on different podcasts, Apple, if you have iTunes, Google Play Music, even SoundCloud. You can just put in there whatever it is that you're thinking to seek to begin to help you heal that process. You can Google pretty much anything with healing in it and you will find something that's going to help you with your healing. Okay, so that's important to begin to do for yourself. That's number one. So number two, once you've gotten yourself more aligned, more healed, and you're feeling good, and now you can bring those positive energy, this is where everyone talks about that self-love, you know, self-love, very important. That's where you find that and you can begin in your freedom and feel free to express yourself more and be able to feel comfortable saying, you know what? I have great energy. I feel good. Things are going well. When you start feeling those type of things, that's when you can begin, bringing that to a relationship. So if any of those things did not register with you or you haven't worked on those things and you've had some childhood trauma or past relationship traumas, hey, this is your chance to begin that process. This is your chance to begin that healing. And if you get a chance to, just do it. It'll help you out. It'll help your spouse out. If you're single, it'll help you out in the future. Okay. So now the beautiful thing about having that freedom is being able to share that with someone else. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, there's nothing more beautiful than being with someone feeling completely free and both of you have that amazing energy. You both are so into one another. You're both so open. You're able to be honest. You're able to be vulnerable and share, your thoughts, your feelings, and all that amazing chemistry and positive energy. Oh, when you bring that to the relationship or to the sex itself, it goes to a whole nother level right there. Okay. This is where you can actually begin to create things. So just be careful with that. And this is why a lot of people create life at this point, because it's a powerful point when you exchange that energy between two people. Hey, hi, Robert. It's good to see you. It's important to know that you can create in this process, especially when you both orgasm together. Just a heads up, just a warning, you can create some powerful things. If you have any more questions in regards to what you can you can create, you can definitely hit me up or DM me at MsCita Sexy Chat or email me at MsCita Sexy Chat at Gmail, and I can give you way more information than this platform allows me to share with you. And I'd be happy to share that with you. Okay. So that's pretty much the information for today in regards to that positive energy and being able to bring it and share it. Now, if you yourself have that positive energy and your partner do not, the same way that you receive it, you can, as long as your partner is willing and they're open, you can begin to help them with that same process. If they see something in you and they're like, man, I want to get to that level, help them out. It's the best thing that you can do is give people that gift of healing. Now, you don't have to tell them everything you did. You can just give them a little bit, and guess what, it just sparks up their whole world in regards to what they need to find out. And remember, doing it in small increments is very important. You can do it all at once. However, you have to apply it. So that's important to do it in small increments. So right now I'm going to share my love with you guys, which is one of my favorite things to do. Get in the mood, and you can come back every time you feeling low or you're not feeling in your best place, and come receive this love repeatedly over and over. Isn't that dope? That's the awesome thing about technology, right? So for everyone right now who's feeling kind of low energy, or you had a bad week, or like I said, there are bad moments, but there's a whole 24-hour within the day. So enjoy the rest of those moments that's within the day. So my thing is, share love with someone else. The same way that I share it with you, share it with someone else, and you'll see how it begins to reward you. It is more blessed to give than it is to receive. So I love giving. And I hope you love giving as well. So thank you for your time coming here. That's a way of giving. Talking to your friends, reaching out, checking on them, all of that is giving. Going to volunteer somewhere, giving out shoes at random to homeless people on the street, or just talking to someone. And one of the easiest gift you can give people is your beautiful smile. Now, if you don't think it's beautiful, trust me, just do one of these. Okay, it's still a smile, and people understand it. It's universal, and it's so beautiful, and it's so contagious to watch other people smile. So that's a gift that you can share with other people, and that's the way I love sharing my love with people. Some people find it creepy. However, later on they're like, what was that I felt? It was my love. It's my energy. That's that. I really want you to be joyful and grateful and happy for what you have, and I just want you to feel that. So that's my love I'm sending to you guys. I hope you feel it, and I hope it's received by you, and I'm so excited that you're able to be here to join it. All right, so it's our first time story. I'm so excited about our first time story. Okay, so I'm going to adjust this lighting because that thing is just pow. All right. So for our first time story today, our make-believe names are, we're just going to make it Peaches and Ron. Yeah, I literally be making these names up on the spot. So Peaches and Ron, okay? So just so you have a little background about Peaches, okay? Peaches is what you would call, I want to say, you're a ghetto fabulous type of girl. She's fun, she's loving, she's talented in many ways in life. And she's the type of person that you want in your corner. So her and Ron have been together for at least 5 years by now. Okay. So this story that I'll share is in regards to Peaches and Ron exploring a toy. Okay. So this is one of the things that I love to do. I used to do the passion parties, which I was really, really good at. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore. Perhaps I should just create my own toys. What do you think about that? My own toys? No? Okay. It might help some people. I love the naturalness of making and creating. So perhaps that'd be fun to do. So Ron and Peaches, well, Peaches was exploring for herself. She shared the story in regards to how she had gotten this toy. If any of you have ever been to the dentist, correct? Hopefully you all have. If you have not, you should definitely go. It's very important. The dentists have that tool that kind of look like a little flat piece. Okay, so like it's long like this. Okay. And then it has like that tiny little flat piece at the end, like that's round like that. So it's kind of got a little mirror so they can see all up in there. And like, when the dentist is working really well. Okay. So this is exactly what that toy looks like. Ooh, okay. So this is a G Spot Direct Pleaser. So this is not made with girth, like that's girth, the thickness of it. It's not made for that. It's not made for, deft, which is the long that is nothing about that. It is strictly made to go directly to the woman's G spot and have you have the most amazing orgasms ever, as well as it makes you squirt. So in Peach's case, she had never squirted before. And she's done self pleasure several times, but she's never used this toy before. So she said Ron had gone out for a little bit, right? He had just gone out front for a little bit. So she was like, okay, she felt like pleasing herself. So she took the toy out, and this is new toy. So she's like, I want to try it out, see what it's going to be like. Okay. So she's trying it. She said, this was so funny to me. She was like, for some reason, I didn't think it was going to be that bad. So she was on Ron's side of the bed. So mind you, they've been together for a long time. They live together. Okay. So so she's on Ron's side of the bed. And she said, as she insert that thing and turned it on, she said it was like an instant orgasm for her. So if you've never had that toy, guys or ladies, definitely inquire about it. Try it out. Recommend it highly. Okay. And she said, as she's playing with herself and she finally puts it directly on her G spot, she says, things begin happening to her body that she has never experienced before. She was like, I was shaken beyond measures. And she said, I was screaming in the pitch that she's never ever hit before. And then she said, it was as if a river just flowed from her body. She was like, I know I wasn't peeing because it didn't feel like pee. However, the amount of liquid that came from her body onto mostly the whole bed, but mostly Ron's side of the bed, she was like, oh my gosh. So what she did was she hurried up and tried to dry the sheet before Ron comes back. And I was cracking up. So she said she dried as much as she could. However, when Ron came in, he was like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, kind of like, that stumbling, like, I got busted. And he's like, what you in here doing? And she showed him the toy. And then he was like, oh, that's what you're doing? Mind if I give it a go? And he definitely gave it a go. And she said the same thing happened. It was just, he was like, telling her, let go. And she's warning him, like, I'm telling you, this thing really is powerful. I don't know if you want me to let go. And he's down there ready to receive, with mouth open. And next thing you know, he's like drowning, just that whole, like when a hose of water hit your face that you weren't expecting. That's what happened to Ron. And Ron was like, oh my goodness. Oh, I, I wasn't expecting all of that. So that's definitely what happened in this story between Peaches and Ron. So get yourself one of them toys, guys and ladies, and explore for yourself. See how it feels, Maybe report back, let me know. Maybe you'll share your first time story with me. However, if you have kids, I advise you for them not to be there. Just a warning I always give out when I did my passion parts. I was like, especially if you've never explored these toys before, be sure that your kids are not there, or friends. You may want to explore it by yourself, or maybe explore it in the shower where you can have the music on the outside. Just a hint for you guys. Put the sound on the outside where the people are, not where you are, because you're going to elevate your voice according to what you hear. But if it's on the outside, it's what they hear, you'll adjust to the quietness inside your room. Just a hint. If you didn't fully understand it, DM me at MsCita Sexy Chat and I got you. Okay? So that's the first story for today that I wanted to share with you guys. So get you a toy, explore it. So the next thing I wanted to share with you guys is, of course, um, some feedback that I've gotten and some thank yous. The number one thing is I'm super, super excited that everyone who's subscribed and joined and been, showing me love. This is so important to me. I love doing this. I love the platform. Of course, the goal is for me to grow more, get a larger audience. However, the biggest part is being able to come on here sharing this information, knowledge, and just some things that people have actually asked me to share in regards to. So I'm sure at some point, they'll see the video and be like, oh, that was my question, or that was what I had in mind, that the topic that she should discuss, and give us some information in regards to. So I thank you for that. I thank you for every like, post, share, anyone you mention it to, the future of it, that, the more people that's going to get to see this as we go on to Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, because I'm expanding, because I'm learning how to network more and put out verbal commercial communication and all that type of stuff, so that you guys can get the best content, and essentially we explode and go bigger, maybe be on TV. Who knows? You never know. If someone's out there and they're looking for an amazing host, hey, I love that. So right now, I leave you guys with the most powerful and amazing energy there is. That's that love energy. That's the energy filled with, you know, the most powerful things that anybody could want is that embrace of knowing that love is out there. It's a vibration and you can tap into it. So what that means is love is always around you, regardless of how low you feel, how bad you feel, or whatever is going on with you and your mind, or how lonely you're feeling. Remember, you're never alone, because love is vibrating all around you. Like someone is somewhere hugging someone, giving them love, and we're all a part of that. So I just want you to remember that, especially when you're feeling lonely or it's late night and you're like, man, I'm by myself. I have a lot of friends that are, at the point in their life where they're having that transformation. And they're seeking ways to be their true self. This is important for you to understand that you're not alone. There are a lot of people in this world seeking their true self. There are a lot of people in the world that are, recently or newly divorced, or just starting new relationships. And, I have people that are on here that are past 60s and they're still looking for love. They're still open to it. And guess what? Yes, be open to it, because it's a vibration. Tap into it. Love is there for you. It's there for everyone. And I truly believe that. And I hope my belief will allow you to find that love, and it will attract it to you. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions or any topics or anything that you want to hear more about, feel free to hit me up. I am MsCita, and I look forward to connecting with you every week on Thursdays at 10. And thank you guys so much for coming in. Like I said, I was going to keep it to the 30 minutes. I'm going to do my best to do that. However, when the information is super powerful, or the story is super sexy and long and make you want to get your groove on, I will keep it to that energy. We'll just go with the flow. So I thank you guys so much for coming in, and I appreciate your calls after, when you guys tell me, how the show went, your feedbacks about lighting, makeup, whatever it is. I really appreciate all of that, because I know you guys mean well and your intentions are pure and you love me. And guess what? I love you too. And I wish you the best. And until next Thursday, see ya. You were with MsCita Sexy Chat. You have a good one. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you for watching. Even if you weren't live to watch it, I thank you. And once we get off, if you watched it and you thought of someone, share it with them. Just share the link and be like, hey, catch my friend, she was, or catch this person that I was just watching. Look who I came across, some stranger. She seems pretty cool. All right, guys, you have a great evening. Much love. Mwah. Talk to you later.